The grounds can be split into different areas. From the entrance and restaurant, you can walk past the temple and down through the Pinetum. This walk skirts the wildflower meadow and leads to the Lime Avenue. From the Lime Avenue, you will see the Arboretum to the northeast. Continuing along the path, you will reach the ruins of Nymans House. The gardens surround the house in three directions: the sunk garden and loggia abutting the South African bed, and the main lawn. To the southeast of the lawn, you will see the rock garden and the croquet lawn, with the pergola running along its edge. To the southwest of the lawn, you will find the winter walk. To the northwest, you will come to the wall garden, with its pathways leading back past the rose garden. Continuing along this path, you will pass the second-hand bookshop before finding yourself in the June border. To the west of this path is the top garden, which leads you back to the plant centre and shop. Step into a living canvas. Here in the heart of the Sussex Weald, Nymans welcomes you with a quiet, breathing stillness. The journey begins under a canopy of ancient giants, where the modern world gently fades away, replaced by the soft whisper of leaves and the scent of damp earth. As the trees part, the landscape opens into a theatrical masterpiece. Crafted by generations of the Messel family, these gardens are a celebration of global wonder. Vibrant bursts of colour dance alongside rare exotic flora gathered from the furthest corners of the earth. Every corner turned is a carefully framed portrait, balancing structured elegance with untamed natural beauty. And then the heart of Nymans reveals itself. The hauntingly beautiful Gothic ruins. Once a grand family home, a devastating fire in 1947 transformed this stone mansion into a romantic monument. Today, nature has reclaimed the architecture. Wisteria and ivy drape over empty window frames, turning tragedy into a timeless poetic sanctuary where history and horticulture intertwine. It is a place that invites you to slow down, to notice the quiet details, the gentle hum of life in the wall garden, the soft trickle of water, and the secret benches tucked away for quiet reflection. Nymans doesn't just show you its beauty, it asks you to feel it. Nymans takes its name from Philip Ninian, who owns the estate in the 14th century. After 3 centuries of agricultural use by the Gatland family and others, Nymans became the country residence of a succession of industrialists in the early 19th century. They enlarged the estate and planted ornamental trees in the garden. The medieval house was largely rebuilt in 1839. Generations of Messels have lived at Nymans in West Sussex since the 1890s. Their creativity and passion for collecting have shaped the house and garden through wartime, fire and storms, developing one of the most significant plant collections in the National Trust. In 1865, Ludwig Messel, 1847 to 1915, left his home in Germany and arrived in London. He worked for stockbrokers Seligman Brothers before establishing his own stockbroking firm. Ludwig became a British citizen in 1869. 2 years later, he married Annie Cussons. Shortly after the birth of their youngest daughter Muriel, they bought Nymans as a country retreat for the family. Ludwig laid out the arboretum, wall garden, heath garden, croquet lawn, rock garden and pergola, as well as ornamental features in the woodland, although the garden was filled with rare and interesting plants. Annie and Ludwig's youngest daughter Muriel followed in her father's footsteps and became a keen plantswoman. As a teenager, she designed the spring borders in the wall garden and assisted with the running of the garden when her father became ill. When Ludwig died in 1915, Muriel completed the work he had begun to create a catalogue of his plant collection. This was published in 1918 as A Garden Flora, and is available as a download from the link listed in the video description. Muriel died, aged 29, in the influenza pandemic of 1918. In the middle of the night on the 19th February 1947, Leonard's 75th birthday, the household at Nymans awoke to the smell of smoke. By the following morning, most of the house had been destroyed by fire. To ensure the continued upkeep of the garden, Leonard Messel bequeathed Nymans to the National Trust on his death in 1953. Nymans features in the 4th series of Hidden Treasures of the National Trust from BBC Arts and is available to watch on iPlayer. Nymans is in Series 4, Episode 6, Top Secret Seedlings. In the episode, you can discover more about designer Oliver Messel at Nymans, as well as seeing the restoration of portrait of Anne Messel. A link to this episode is shown in the video description should you wish to view it. The terrace at the front of the house has planting combining shape and texture, using hardy exotics and tender annuals set against the dramatic backdrop of the ruined mansion. The architectural feel of this terrace is enhanced by tree ferns. Currently, the rose garden is in decline from a combination of disease, challenging weather, and an aging plant collection. The National Trust will be replanting the garden with the strongest, most long-lived and drought-tolerant species, with early summer flowering shrubs and ground cover. Nymans has a large National Trust shop and plant centre with locally sourced artisanal products, home accessories and plants from the Nymans nursery.